The guy that started the Deep Ellum music scene from a ghost town thought he had it all, until his janitor invited him to a better place. As the owner of 2 innovative music venues, Russell was in Newsweek, in Billboard magazine. His girlfriend was a model on the cover of Vogue, and according to the world, he had it all. Here's part of his story.
I was a typical suburban kid, rode my bike home to play Beatles and Led Zeppelin records with my friends, played sports and built go-karts. My parents split up when I was 9, and it was a dark cloud of pain. I mostly ran with the wrong crowd in school. My family said they would send me to any college I wanted to go to, but I didn't really have a direction in life. Nothing really seemed to fit. I finally went to college close to home, but didn't really dig the frat scene in college. So I was out making money. I had my own design and construction business and going to Mexico and partying too much. I couldn't see myself fitting in the materialistic world. I threw away the shiny clothes, shiny car, and shiny buildings. I always thought there must be more, so I moved into a warehouse in a ghost town called Deep Ellum and began to create my own world. I was doing paintings, opened an art gallery, and we had bands play. My warehouse art project blew up and became a scene. People came from Dallas in droves. We were an international destination. In the midst of all the success, the money, the girls, the fame, I felt lonely. Partying with people like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and other bands eventually got old. My janitor started talking to me about God. He was wise. One night, a guy was carrying a cross down the street near my club, telling everybody about Jesus. I told him it was cool to have him around carrying a cross because it adds theater to the scene. I told him, all religions are the same. They all say love your neighbor, live the golden rule. So if you're not as bad as Hitler or Charles Manson, just be a good person. But it didn't sound true even to me. Then he quoted, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by him. I really didn't know what to say. I was an opinionated, arrogant, lonely pothead. I was finally lost for words. A few weeks later, my janitor invited me to his church, and I said, no way, that's not my scene. He told me his church was different, so I agreed to go. There was a small group of black people passionately singing to God and shaking tambourines. Finally, the preaching turned to me. They said I was serving the devil. People were leaving my club drunk, on drugs, having car wrecks, and getting divorced. That day, I heard Jesus died for me to give me a new life. There was so much love there, so I surrendered. I asked God to forgive me and give me a new life. They laid hands on me and prayed for me to see. Later, my janitor drove me back to the club. My eyes had been opened. The world that had looked like my playground where I could take everything I wanted now looked like a scary place of evil enticing me. The scales had been lifted from my eyes and I felt like a new baby, vulnerable in the world. That night, I felt a presence in the room, as if someone was breathing down my neck. It was a loving presence. I was praying and asking God, what is this? I'm afraid. I heard a voice say, that's me. I realized I would never be alone again. His love, his spirit was with me. I immediately canceled 50-plus bands, poured out the liquor, started preaching the gospel to everybody. The whole scene turned upside down. God's love became real to me.
After all the fame, girls, and media spotlight, Russell Hobbs found out the only thing that satisfies is Jesus. Christians descended on the scene, and after many revivals in Deep Ellum, Russell eventually moved to the wilderness of East Texas, where he wrote, Why? Lessons in God's Theme Park. Later, Russell opened a venue called The Door, where he met Rebecca, was married, and had 2 sons, Sebastian and William.
You see that? He hit him, Sebastian. Were you in your brother?
Now Russell produces movies and television to show the true nature of God.
For 35 years now, he's been a faithful presence in my life. If you're out there and you don't know, just be humble enough to say, God, if you're out there, show me. God in the flesh said, seek and you'll find, knock, the door will be opened, and the truth will set you free.